Hello everyone, Frog Pop here. Hope you're doing well out there. Happy Halloween everyone. So today is, been looking forward to this. It is my Halloween video. So for Halloween I've got to wear my Sam shirt. I love trick or treat. So yeah, today we are going to go over my whole horror collection. So we'll take a look at everything behind me here and in my Handmade by Robots horror section over there. But before we get to that, I am going to show the 3 new horror pops I got at the horror convention. I'll show those here, and then I'm going to save another video to show all the autographs I got at the horror convention, and then I'll talk about the horror convention in another video. So I'll show those. But first, we're going to open up my last 3 Terrifier blind bags. So these are all the possibilities. I've opened 3 of them so far, and I got the mystery Sienna there, so I really hope to get that pale girl. I need that pale girl. On the back, I think that's the one I want the most. I mean, I would like to get anything else I don't have, but I want that pale girl. So let's see what we get with this first one. First is, if I can get it out. Oh, that's neat. It's a tiny little art. So it's a little mini art with a Terrifier sign. That's cool. I like that. That's neat. You can see, oh yeah, so that one's right there. All right, let's check out number 2. I really like these Terrifier blind bags. These are really cool. Next one is, oh, nice. Oh, yep, I already have that one. So that will end up in one of the winners of my horror mystery boxes blind bag. We'll get that one. All right, last one. I hope I can get that pale girl. Let's see. I don't think it's pale girl. Oh, it's the horn. Definitely probably the one I wanted the least, but it's one I didn't have at least. So, all right. So, yeah, we'll show the new pops I got at the Horror Con, and then we'll go through the collection. So, you can see part of my horror collection. I got my Buffy. I have more than this. I just don't have them all displayed. But I'm missing 3, I believe, of the original series set of them. And I got 1 at the Comic-Con just recently. Here is the injured Buffy. Really excited to get the injured Buffy in my collection. I still need the Vampire Spike Chase and the Wishverse Willow. Then I got, oops. So this will be the only clown I'm showing. I'm not going to show my horror clowns because that'll be in another video. It'll take too long. But I did get the Con Twisty. So I've been wanting this one for a while. So really excited to finally get the Con Twisty in my collection. So that is a really cool one. And then last, even more exciting to me than those 2, I've been wanting this for a while, and I got a great deal on it at the con. I got the Bloody 2-pack Freddy and Jason. So excited to get this one in my collection. Like I said, I've wanted this for a long time. So really awesome one to have in the collection finally. And came with the protector, which was nice. So yeah, that is it for my new stuff. So I'm going to get the Freddy and Jason and the Buffy in the collection, and then we will take a look. So I'll be right back. All right, so here we are. So take a little step back so you can kind of see the whole collection. There it is. So we'll start up here at the top. So you've been seeing me do the horror advent calendar. So you can see I put all of those up here at the top. So I really like how that turned out up there. There's those, and then it goes down to 3 of my jumbo horror pops. I love that Billy from Saw. That is really cool. And then a few loose horror pops. And then over here we've got my blade, the Bloody Blade, which is awesome. Some more loose horror pops and horror minis. And then my inbox blade. And, you know what, let's go down the side here first. So over here on this side, so I've got a stack here next to the shelves. I got my little pinhead and just my puzzle box and just a few other loose pops. And then it goes down just a bunch of just random horror pops. I love these Resident Evil ones. These are so cool. And that Bloody Stephen King. That's just a really neat one. So it goes all the way down here. Love that Baghead Jason. And that Chase Jigsaw. And then just down here at the bottom, there's a few autographs. My Vampire or Spike autograph, Gage Creed. That was thanks to the man on the couch. And then my favorite one in my collection here, my Doug Bradley with the "We'll tear your soul apart" quote. Thank you to Papa Goss for helping me get that. And then on the side, I've got my horror bag clips. So you can kind of see how I have them displayed. Sorry about the shaky camera. So these are my horror bag clips. It's the Ghostface ones. And then these really, really cool wooden carved machetes with Jason, Chucky, Michael Myers, and Ghostface. Those are really cool. I absolutely love those. So before we do the rest of this collection, over here I do have one more stack of jumbo horror pops next to my sodas. So I've got a few of my Child's Play Chuckies here at the top. I love that Chucky duck. And then it goes down to my 6-inch, or I think these are 6-inch horror pops. So there's some from Aliens. And then the Tyrant and Hunter from Resident Evil. Love those. I really want to get the Glow Tyrant someday. And then a couple of the Funko Fusion ones and Godzilla down there. All right. So, you know what? Let's do the other side and then we'll do the main section. So this other stack here, some of the loose ones up top. And then the 2-pack that you just saw me show. And then some of my Shining right there. And then the Purge pops. I love these. These are so cool. And going down. That bloody Michael Myers is really cool. Oswang is one of my favorites. I love that one. That's the flocked one. And then just some random ones down at the bottom that aren't all horror, except for the Black Phillip one from The Witches. All right, now let's go to the rest of the collection here. So this is my Buffy section, as you can tell. So these are some of the ones I have displayed. Behind here, I have more of my Buffy and other collections. I have more Buffy down here too. Just can't display it all. But I love that Vampire Buffy and Vampire Angel 2-pack. That is really cool. So there's that. And then it goes down to a couple of the newer Buffy pops right there. A little creep show set. That Jordy Verrill is awesome. That's one of my favorite pops in my collection. And then Hellraiser is one of my all-time favorite horror movies. So love that. I really wish we could get more of the Cenobites as pops. That would be really cool one day. And then Candyman. And then down here are my loose Full Moon and Puppet Master stuff. So at the front, I have the full set of the Full Moon Mystery Minis. There's the full set of those. And the chase is protected. And then in the back, I have just different Puppet Master figures. Love those. And then the next shelf is mostly my horror bobbleheads. So there's a couple of those. I love that Sam bobblehead back there. That one's really cool. This is awesome because it's a full bobble ghost body. So the whole ghost body bobbles. Love my Billy from Saw Clutie. And then, yeah, there's a couple of the Funko Wacky Wobblers. Yeah. And then it goes down to a few of my Universal Monsters down here. A couple of the original series right there. And little mystery minis. And a little Thrill Joy. And then the bottom shelf here. I love that Vincent Smith. That is so cool. So glad they made that pop. And then the Insidious set. That is an amazing set. Yeah, that's so cool. All right, I'll pull back here. So that is that horror section. Take another quick look at it. And then I'm going to pause this and we will head over to the Handmade by Robots horror section. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So a little view from a little further back of my Handmade by Robots horror section. We'll go and take a closer look. So the entire top of this section is all of the ghost faces. So it starts over here. Got those ghost faces, and then it comes around. These are all there's the two bloody versions, or there's the original bloody version and the new one. And then that's signed by Roger Jackson. And And then it goes around the side for the rest of them. And then my loose OG bloody one. So yeah, there's the ghost face section at the top. And then it goes down to some of the horror icons down here. Little Michael Myers. A little Texas Chainsaw Massacre section over here. And then in front of them I have a bunch of loose ones. So there's a bunch of the loose Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then I got my Tarman prototype there. So happy to have that prototype. That is really cool. And then got my little gremlin. And then down here is the Killer Clowns with a couple Gremlins pops over there. But here is the Killer Clowns section and my spiky prototype. That is one of my favorites in the collection there for Handmade by Robots. But we got the black light and the popcorn scented creature clowns there. And it's really strongly popcorn scented. I love these Killer Clowns Handmade by Robots figures. So there they are out of box. And we go down here to the Stranger Things section. So I've got the 3 glow-in-the-dark ones right there. And I will show the glow along with a few other glows I have here at the end of the video. And then the bloody ones in box back there and out of box. I think that Bloody 11 is one of the coolest things Handmade by Robots has done. I love how they did the eyes. So, and then there is my Chucky prototype. And then I love that Sam. And then back there is the Pumpkin Spice Limited Sam. And then that's just the regular Sam. And then a little bitty one. And then down here is my Universal Monsters section, along with RoboCop and Wednesday. So that is a hand-painted sample. So that is a really cool thing in my collection. It was just an original hand-painted sample. The glow on this is amazing. Wait till you see that. That is such a cool glow. But yeah, all of these glow. That's a glow Wolfman, glow Frankenstein. So, and then it goes over to the Jurassic Park ones. And then all of them out of box here. That is a prototype of Bowie. It's a sports mascot, so not really horror, but. And then last shelf for the horror-ish stuff, there's my Walking Dead. So the 2 commons are right there. And then back here are the very limited Chase figures. So there's the metallic Chase Daryl and the metallic Chase Dog. And then Megan. And then it goes into Godzilla. So there's the 3 different Mothras I have, which the orange one and the blue one both glow in the dark. And then down to the loose ones. And then one last thing to show is over here. I do have a couple of the giant Handmade by Robots. There's the big Sam and the big Ghostface. So love having both of those in the collection. So that is the Handmade by Robots section. I'm going to turn off the light and get my flashlight and show some of these glows. So I'll be right back. Okay, now we're back. So I'm getting some of this stuff charged up. So up here we've got a couple of the glow ghost faces. And then a little mini back there. And then over here we've got the original glow ghost face. And then that is the blacklight leather face, so that the blacklight on that looks pretty cool. And then we've got the glow-in-the-dark Tarman. And then there's no glow-in-the-dark clowns, but we do have a couple of the glow-in-the-dark little ghost face micros from Handmade by Robots. And then down here, so we've got the blacklight Reagan there. And then we've got the 3 glow Stranger Things ones. So I think those are a pretty cool glow. I love those. Those ones are awesome. And then down here we have the glow Universal Monsters. There is also the glow Dracula, and the regular glow creature, which I have in another section, but there's the Frankenstein, Wolfman, and that amazing full glow creature from the Black Lagoon. I love that one. And then over here we've got the glow Wednesday and Thing. And then last, down here, I love this pink and black crackle Godzilla. It looks so cool under black light. Well, we've got these 2 glow Godzillas right here, the red and blue glow. And last is the 2 glow Mothras. So we got the blue glow and then that one with the glowing eyes. So that is the glows for Handmade by Robots. I think they do a really, really amazing job with their glow figures. So I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So that was it. That was the tour of my horror collection minus the clowns. Stay tuned for that. I do want to do a new showcase of my clown collection eventually, but so yeah, I hope everyone's having a happy Thanksgiving, a happy Halloween. Yeah, please let me know down below. What was, did something stand out to you in my horror collection? Did you have a favorite thing that you saw? Let me know what was one of your favorites in my horror collection down below. And I think that's it. I can't think of anything else, but I had a lot of fun showing my horror collection today. I always love geeking out on my horror stuff, so I cannot wait to do my horror con video, talk about everything that I did at the con, show you the pictures and the autographs I got. So stay tuned for that video. Bunch of Thrill Joy and Funko videos coming too, so subscribe to see more from me. And yeah, I think that is it. So I hope everybody has an amazing Halloween, and until next time, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.